we don't assume that you come along to the carpet store and you go, right, that's the one I want, it's on the shelf. I presume you produce the carpet for the venue.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We manufacture our own carpet. It's made up in Cumbria. We use the best quality fibres, and we make the surfaces specific to each venue. Football's and rugby are strange games in the sense that you can have pitches of slightly different widths and different lengths. You can have dead balls of different sizes and everything. So we always make to order, if you like, rather than sort of mass produce and take off the shelf.
In terms of when you're working with a venue or a club and they're specifying the type of pitch they want, is there anything else other than the depth of the pile that you'd be talking about? Are there different fibres available?
Yeah, there are different fibres available. Again, the fibre we've used on this pitch here and we'll use on the new pitch is probably the most durable fibre. And the balance is getting the durability, so it's going to last for a period of time, getting the resilience, so the fibre is going to stay upright, but also getting the softness, so the player, when he falls on the surface, isn't going to have any abrasion. And if you get those three right and the balance right, you're on to a winner.
Okay, so through the process of deciding the height of the carpet, or the pile should I say, and the fibre that you wanted, was there consultation with the coaching and the playing staff at all?
Less so about that technical spec. I think it's important the guys get on it and play and want to enjoy and perform. More so about the size dimension of the pitch.
Okay.
So we're bound by an athletics track around our pitch. However, we do have one of the biggest pitches available. I think this is the biggest pitch you've ever laid. Yeah. So we're 106 metres from dead ball to dead ball and 68 metres across.
So that's biggest pitch regardless of sport, or just biggest rugby pitch?
Biggest rugby pitch.
You could go up to 70 metres in width, but we're obviously tied by the athletics track, and I think if we could, we might explore that option. So the input from the coaches and our director of rugby was more so down that line,
right,
rather than the specification in terms of fibre length.
SIS pitches, not just artificial, you do a few other things as well. Do you want to just give us a brief outline of what else you're involved in at the moment?
Yeah, we're almost, if you like, the one-stop shop in this country for both natural and synthetic turf. And on the natural side of things, we've got our SIS Cross product, which is a hybrid fibre turf, fibre reinforced system, where we inject fibres into the pitch every 2 centimetres. We've just finished the iPro Stadium at Derby, and we did that pitch in a week, or in 5 days to be exact. We've finished another 4 pitches at the training ground there. We've got 5 training pitches at Chelsea. But the big news from the company is we've started work at Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow, which will be the venue for the 2018 Football World Cup opening ceremony, first match, semi-finals and final.
Oh, brilliant.
So British company building the pitch, installing the fibres in to reinforce it for the next World Cups.
Richard, so looking forward then, how many games and hours are you expecting to have a year on the new surface when it goes in?
To manage it as best as we can, we're looking at no more than sort of 5 hours of use a day.
Right, okay.
And to be honest, that might be a challenge, but we'll manage it because we need to protect our asset. It's not the cheapest pitch in the world, and we want to make sure that we get as much value from it, and that 5 hours is the target for us. And whether or not that's a local school, local club, rugby camps, the NFL, the RFU are doing some of their schools events or fixtures, or we're putting our big screen on the pitch so some of our fans can come down and watch some of the upcoming Lions games, which we did 4 years ago.
Oh, brilliant.
It'll all add up quite quickly, but working with SIS, we'll make sure we maintain that pitch as best as possible.
I was just going to say that it's going to take some investment, and I think one of the mythologies around synthetic surfaces, certainly in the early days, was, well, you don't need to do much in the way of maintenance and looking after them, but that is a myth.
We normally say you've got to do an hour of maintenance per 10 hours of use, so 40 hours, that's 4 hours. 4 hours is a couple of good brushes on the pitch.
Sure.
But because of the quality of the play that's on this pitch from the first team performance, you're dealing with some of the top players in the world, England internationals, some of whom, or quite a few, I'm hoping, will go on the Lions tour next year. So the pitch has got to be kept right at the top as well. So there is a difference between keeping a synthetic pitch for community use and keeping it for top professional use as well. So we work together on that, making sure the pitch is good.
So you've got an in-house team, so you've still got a grounds team that are going to look after the day-to-day maintenance, if that's correct, and that's going to involve what, mainly brushing?
Yeah, so mainly brushing, a couple of hours daily. And then we'll invite SIS in as required to do the more decompaction of the rubber, and if there's anything additional above and beyond that, then we'll use their expertise as required.
So how frequently do you expect to be in doing the major maintenance work that isn't handled in-house then, Bryn?
We will be in before every major
Okay.
event here. I think we've got scheduled about 30 during the course of the year. And again, but we'll be in regularly, see what's happening on the pitch. As Richard says, what we'll probably do is do a little bit more of the decompaction and keeping that fibre upright, and the daily maintenance that the club will do will be just about literally keeping the fibres upright, brushing it, but also keeping it clean, because surprisingly when you get a lot of people on the pitch, you do get debris brought onto it, and even more so when you get a few hundred or thousand spectators after a match. They don't mean to drop things on the pitch, but they do, so it's important that the pitch is looked after really well.